Through these halls, where lovers get lost, and lust consumes the wicked. A place where reality collides with fantasy. In the pages, where romance is second to none. Welcome to the Lover's Library.
Hey lovers!
I'm Carly.
I'm Sydney.
And I'm Zoe.
And welcome to the Lover's Library podcast. We are so happy that you're here.
We're back.
We're back. And okay, yo, let me preface this by saying we are sorry. We're a little behind. And as you know, we said life was lifing. So
Maybe only a week though.
Yeah, it's not a lot. You know, we're back. And we have a plan. Life was just lifing. and we were lifing. Anyways, okay, so this is the book of July, our main book, and it is Never King by Nikki St. Crowe. And let me just give you a little bit about the book and the author. So Nikki is a hold on, sorry. She is a writer, obviously, because she wrote the book. And she is obsessed with the morally gray characters, the anti-heroes, and monsters in fiction. She spends her days writing books where the villains get the happily ever after with the women who drive them wild. When she's not writing and daydreaming about sinfully sexy bad guys, she cannot either be found on the beach or at home with her husband and daughter.
That's a life I want.
Right? Seriously.
Pretty good.
Okay, so that's about her. If you want to follow her, she is Nikki St. Crowe on Instagram, and she's got a pretty good following too, and her content is really great. So if you want to go and follow her, you should.
Can I add something?
Yes, girl. Go.
In the back of the book, it has a little blurb about the author, and I really liked this. She said, it says, she's ditched the treasure for something better. Villains, monsters, and anti-heroes. And the women who make them wild.
Man, that's...
I like it.
It was good. So anyways, a little bit about the book. I really like this book. I'm really excited. I didn't think I was going to be honest with you.
There are content warnings.
Yeah. So when you go into the book, there is a warning, and it's a link to like the page that has the warnings.
What I did like is that not only does she give the trigger warnings for this book, but she gives trigger warnings for every book in the series.
Yes. And there's 4 in this series. And it goes through every single character that you read in the beginning of this. So I think it's the Never King, the Dark One, the Vicious Darling, and the Fae Princes. And those are all of the characters that we kind of meet at the beginning of this book.
The Fae Princes. I want that one.
Girl, I'm
ready to read the whole series.
This whole series? The whole series.
So good.
Okay,
wait.
Go ahead.
Can I ask which one you're most excited to read after this?
All of them.
I could do without the Vicious Darling. I feel like we have enough content about her in the first book. I would like to read more about the princes and... what's the dark one?
Well, let's talk about the book
one.
because I don't even know what you're talking about. The Vicious Darling. Who's the Vicious Darling?
Obviously, it's Winnie.
Okay.
Winnie Darling? The Vicious Darling?
Okay.
Okay, let me tell you about the book, and then we'll get into the actual thing.
Sydney's going to give us our What's the Scoop?
What's the scoop? For centuries, all the darling women have disappeared on their 18th birthday. Sometimes they're gone for only a day, some a week or a month, but they always return broken. Now, on the afternoon of my 18th birthday, my mother is running around the house making sure all the windows are barred and the doors locked. But it's pointless, because when night falls, he comes for me, and this time, the Never King and the Lost Boys aren't willing to let me go. So we're on the same wavelength as what
we are.
All right, let's get into the Lovers Quarrel. Who wants to start?
This book, I wrote that it starts with a bang, literally, because the very first sentence, she is having sex.
Yeah. With the quarterback?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's really freaking bored. She's like, this is miserable.
Yeah. I feel bad. Honestly, I feel so bad for her. Like, seriously, so bad for her. It's not only the fact that she's like super, super scared of becoming mad like the rest of the women in her family. Like it's generations of people in her family that have gone mad because of
being taken.
the myth of, Peter Pan.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's just kind of sitting on this anxiety for like the entirety of her life. And her mom is supporting that by like having these voodoo people and witches and priests and whomever
Come like cut her.
Yeah, on
and,
the
like,
back
get
of
her
that.
blood.
So I get that her mom was like trying to protect her, but that is extreme lengths, and it was like started to piss me off
Seriously.
because she was
Yeah.
even getting like body image like issues, like looking at herself.
Yeah. And those come up in the book. Like
Mhm.
whenever she's being intimate with any of the guys in the book, she's always trying to hide it. Or even if she's just like her sweater's falling,
Yeah,
she like puts
always
it back
something
on.
she's thinking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. And I mean, she's lived in such, poverty and just a lack of resources in her life that she's already, probably
Emaciated.
Yeah, exactly. So I just like from the jump, I just felt like super, super bad for Whitney.
So
Well, that, and she like described herself like I wrote down one of the things she said. She said, "I'm dead inside and so fucking bored. And the only thing I have to look forward to is being kidnapped by a myth." Like she's just like miserable, just waiting for her time to be
yeah.
scooped up.
Yeah. And
Well, so
go
her
ahead.
mom is Wendy from like the real Peter Pan's daughter.
no.
No.
Wendy is okay. So towards the end of this book, Peter Pan was in love with Wendy, and that's why Tinkerbell killed. Did
Yeah.
she kill Wendy?
Well,
I
I
think
thought
so.
it was Wendy had Mary and Mary had Winnie.
No, there was somebody before that.
Yeah.
Because the mother of Mary is the sister of Wendy. And because she was the one that was in the door, like the closet, watching Wendy get killed and saw how she locked the
How did I miss this?
Oh yeah,
his
yeah.
spirit inside of the chest.
His shadow.
Yeah, his shadow.
When Sydney actually reads the book, she has so
I got
much
it,
information.
It's crazy.
I was like, we're getting real deep in this. People are not gonna know what the heck
yeah,
we're
let's
talking about.
let's kind of go.
Let's rewind.
Yeah, because everybody says we do really good about
Yeah.
kind of giving a really good
Yeah.
description of what's happening.
We're like getting real ahead of ourselves.
Right. Okay. Sorry, guys.
So Peter Pan is coming to get her.
Every 18th birthday of the Darling Women, he comes because he has to.
We don't know why
And
until it gets further.
Yeah. And so whenever when he finally comes back home, Mom is like freaking out because she's like, "Where were you? I thought he took you." So they like close themselves off in the room, and the mom is like in the corner like shaking, and Winnie is like, I mean, you have tried to tell me some things about who he is, but you haven't told me enough for me to understand or like prepare myself. And finally she says something. I can't remember exactly what she said. Do you remember what she said?
No.
What Mary said? Oh. If y'all keep going, I'm going to find it. Because I can.
Well, she basically, I mean, I don't want to go like every single bit and piece of the book.
Pan kicks down the door.
Yeah,
and
Peter
takes
Pan
her?
comes. And Peter Pan is not the good guy. I'm like, is he the good guy? Is he the bad guy? I don't know. Like the whole time I was going back and forth because I was like, is he doing the things he's doing because he is the good guy, but he's forced to be bad,
mean,
but I don't.
He's the good guy because he's the like light one or whatever.
Okay, here's
but
my
he's
thing.
doing bad things.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think there's something there where he doesn't know where his beginning was. Like he doesn't understand what his life was before he got to Neverland. And I don't think just because he has the light spirit or what is it? What is it called? The spirit?
His shadow?
Shadow. The light shadow makes him good because is not what is her name? Tilly.
Mm-hmm.
Does she have
Tilly is basically the queen fairy.
Yeah, she's like Tinkerbell.
But Tinkerbell's daughter.
Yes. And I didn't catch on to that till later, towards the end. Okay, guys, we are so out of
we
order.
are.
Jeez.
Okay, so Peter Pan comes.
Yes. And takes her away.
Smoking hot instantly. I'm like, oh my Lord.
Yeah.
What is it? Was it about, I don't know what, this is weird, but like him coming in and he's all dark and mysterious and he was like smoking a cigarette. I was like, ooh.
I know. Why is smoking in real life like, stop doing that?
Yeah.
And in books, I'm like, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Take another drag.
Kill those lungs.
But he came and he took her and they went to Neverland and she meets the Lost Boys, which the predominant characters for the Lost Boys is Vane, which he has powers kind of like Peter Pan.
Yeah.
And we're not sure.
But his are scary.
He's scary. Yeah.
Okay,
He's
at the
got
end
some
of
dark,
this
dark,
book-
darkness.
okay,
They call him the Dark One.
Yes.
Right?
Because he has the dark spirit.
Yes.
And he has
Shadow.
one black shadow. Why do I keep calling it spirit? Shadow. He has one black eye and one purple eye.
Yes.
And whenever he's like the shadow is taking over, he like goes completely black in his eyes.
Yeah. And he turns into something.
And I'm really intrigued to see how that plays out in the next
Do you
book.
want to hear something that might be a spoiler?
Yes,
Yes.
of course. Sorry, spoilers.
So one of my coworkers was talking and she said she's read, I don't know if she's read all of them or some of them, but then she said, I can't wait until the crocodile comes.
Yes, that's
And
his
I said,
brother. It's his
what?
brother.
And she goes, yeah, Vane, he turns into a crocodile or something like that. And I was like, wait, what?
Oh, it's in the synopsis of the next book.
Oh,
His brother is the crocodile.
okay.
Vane's brother?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And they're coming to get him.
So what
Like
does
a-
Vane turn into?
I'm so confused by the crocodile. Like,
okay, you know what? In the
Do you
Peter
remember in
Pan
Peter
movies?
The crocodile that was like teamed up with
Oh,
Hook or
yeah,
like he
yeah,
was trying
yeah.
to eat them all the time.
oh my God, I haven't seen that movie since I was like 6.
Yeah. So I'm really excited. I don't care about Winnie as much. I mean, I liked her character, but I was way more invested in who these people, like who the Lost Boys were before they came here.
Yeah.
Even based off of what we already know about kind of the story and the lore of Peter
I
Pan.
actually
Yeah.
read a review about this book, and it says Winnie has no personality aside from enjoying sex.
And honestly, that's how I feel.
Yeah, I agreed with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish there was a little more to her. Like, I get that they were like, she's different, but how is she different?
That's so funny. I have this written down, and I put Winnie is different in quotations because, of course, she is.
Right.
Yeah.
But it never said why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she wasn't because her mom was the same way.
Yeah. I think the only
I don't-
difference between her and her mom is that she had sex with the Lost Boys and none of the other darlings did.
Yeah.
I think that's what made her special. That's what made her different,
Yeah.
is because she
Yeah.
gave into it and enjoyed it. Maybe the others gave in but didn't enjoy it, so they kind of like were like, no.
Yeah.
But
I think there's something different about her because she fights back. She doesn't just do what she's told and,
yeah.
you know, I don't know. But so we said we introduced Vane and then we have Cassian, which they call him Cass, and then Sebastian, which they call Bash. And these are two twin brothers, which are, we learned that they are fallen Fae princes.
Yes.
So,
And really, guys, this is a spoiler episode for like any of the rest of the series because we're probably going to introduce a lot of the what's happening and what will affect the rest of the books too because of who these characters are and what we learn from this book.
yeah. But
So,
when
warning.
when Peter Pan comes in and brings Winnie in, he says, he lets everybody know. He says, we don't fuck the darlings. We just break them.
Yes. That's on page 22.
And when I read that, I was hooked. I was like, what? And I just kept freaking reading. And I was flying through this book. And
Me
then I
too.
realized it's super short.
That was kind of frustrating to me, honestly. I wanted more. Like, I was waiting for the next
but it
part.
ended on such like a cliffhanger.
It did. And that's what's kind of, that's what makes me want to finish the rest of the series. I
Yeah,
could
it's
skip the third one,
193 pages.
and it's a
It's
quick
so
read.
short.
Like, you could read this, like, if you started in the, like, at noon, you'd probably be done, like, 3
Mm-hmm.
if you just had time.
Yeah.
It's a really quick read. And it's really, I mean, the content is really good too. So I feel like I was invested until the end, and now I'm invested in the rest of the series.
Yeah. Well, they're all really hot.
They are.
All of them are super hot. And did
So
you
then
catch
she
the
has sex with them?
Oh yeah. Did you catch the shirt sleeves rolled up?
Yes.
There was
that's
lots
my
of
favorite thing ever.
Shirt sleeves being rolled up.
Tattoos
To
and
show a
your
tattoo, yeah.
shirt rolled
Uh-huh.
up to your forearms.
Always. Love
So
that.
basically they get her back and they're like Peter Pan finally kind of lets it out of the bag that he's like looking for his shadow. And that's why they have to get into her head to try to figure out where the shadow is, if she knows where it's hidden.
Mm-hmm.
But so she kind of knows this is happening, and they're waiting for Tilly, which is Cass and Bash's sister, who's the queen fairy,
Mm-hmm.
to come because she's the one that does this. And when they're waiting, they invite her. They let her come to a party.
This
The
part,
Lost Boy
I
party.
was like, girl.
Yeah.
She was doing a little too much.
Well, she drank the fairy wine, and they told
Which
her.
sounds delicious, honestly. If
Yeah.
they did a mixed drink of that, I'd totally drink it.
Yeah. They're like, maybe you shouldn't. And she freaking pounds it
Mm-hmm.
and gets a little crazy. Ends up getting frisky with one of the Lost Boys. Not the 3.
No,
Not-
just some
not
random
those.
guy,
Some random Lost Boy.
redhead.
Vane tells Pan. He's like, hey, yo, Winnie's out
I was
there.
shocked at this part.
Me too. I gasped.
He was jelly. But okay, here's the thing. So Pan can't come out into the light at all because of his shadow.
Yeah.
When it was taken away, he's not allowed to be in the light anymore, or he'll like burn up.
Yeah.
And so he literally had to wait for the sun to go down to open the door. And what his room is called is the tomb because it's basically like underground, and there's like no windows. It's just one door.
Just dark.
Yeah. And he like as soon as the sun goes down, and Van, is that how you say it?
I say
Vane?
Vane. I don't know.
I said Vane as well.
Vane? Okay.
Yeah.
Vane is like, you should rethink this. Like, you should not do this. Like, just chill for a moment. He was like, absolutely not. And he opens the door as soon as the sun goes down and is like rushing to find her.
Yep.
And he's like so mad at the princes because he's like, you have one job.
Yeah.
Literally. Just keep her safe.
And they're
until-
like, you said we couldn't fuck her. You didn't say anything about anybody else.
Exactly. So then he finds her, sees her sitting on this guy's lap, and immediately like he just like
Loses it.
loses it.
And by
runs.
lose it, we mean he rips the dude's fucking heart out of his
Yeah.
chest with his hand.
Literally.
What?
And the guy was like, I'm sorry, but I didn't know. Like he realized who it
heart
was.
gone, done. Like,
I was like,
no.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit.
yeah. It was wild.
And I can't quite remember, but I'm pretty sure Winnie was turned on.
Yeah, I would have been like, I'm gonna listen to what they tell me to do now.
Yeah.
But she wasn't. She was like,
Nope.
I think I'm gonna have sex with these people.
Yeah.
Her
Which we
turn-ons
can-
were so odd.
We
I
can't
have
talk
one.
about too much of the third date stuff till we get to third date.
Okay.
But you can say it. You can say it.
Zoe drops her
Just
book.
don't get into too much
Alright.
detail.
Where she gets turned on when she's gutting the fish.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was
That's
odd.
weird.
I
That
was
was
like,
weird.
Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so that happens. And then some other things that we'll talk in detail on the third date. But
In detail.
so finally Tilly comes. And
That bitch.
right before she comes, this book is written in multiple
Points of
people's
view. Yeah.
perspective.
It
Like we
was a
get
little
Cass,
confusing.
we
Yeah.
get Bash, we get Vane. No,
Brownies.
no, we didn't have Vane. Yes,
yeah,
we did.
Yeah, we did.
We had Vane, we had Pan, we had Winnie,
Brownie.
we had Brownie, which is okay.
How are you gonna describe him?
Was
Dobby
he a
from Harry
dwarf?
Potter.
Yeah.
That's what the fuck he is.
Yeah.
He's a little house elf.
He's more like creature.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
like a little thing, a little guy.
Yeah.
Maybe like one of the little trolls.
Well, so there was a part. I could be wrong, but I was pretty sure there was a part where he said, Pan said there was 7 of them. And
When
I
they
was
were
like,
fighting.
It's the 7 dwarfs. from Snow White, right?
Oh,
Are we doing a little crossover?
I don't know,
maybe.
but that's just what I had thought.
I totally could see that. Because I'm picturing like Dobby type rules.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm like, you gave Dobby sock. Dobby is free now. Dobby is a free elf.
Well, but he was
Because I feel like
Tinkerbell's
he had to be
assistant,
there.
right?
Yeah, I think he had to be there, like, regardless of what happened. But so Brownie, his perspective starts telling us a little bit about the background and a little bit more about Tilly, where we're starting to figure out that
She's not doing what she's saying she's doing.
yes. And I think the boys were starting to catch on. Vane was, I think, starting to catch on
Yeah.
that that she's not doing what she's supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
They're just taking in faith that they're like, hey, she's helping us. Like, she's doing what she's
Right.
supposed to be doing, just getting the information. But she was literally like
Making them go
jumbling their minds.
Yeah.
Like,
mad. And
killing
honestly,
them.
why would they trust whatever she's doing? Because not
Right.
only did Peter Pan kill her mom,
yep.
but then her brothers killed her dad
And she
in front
banished
of her.
them. Like, they were banished.
So why would you take
And hasn't talked to them since.
exactly?
Yeah.
Exactly. And it kind of like gutted me a little bit whenever like the brothers would be like talking about her. Like they first off they wouldn't like try to mention her name, but you could like it was written that they just really wanted to like be there with her.
Yeah.
And I felt really bad cuz I kind of wanted that relationship for them, but you know, I don't see that's in the book. And I don't see that in the plan for them. I feel like there's going to be a
Yeah.
war and they're going to have to pick a side.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, we'll get in depth to it, but they have all been intimate with her. So they have more of a bond with her. So they're
Ready to fight for
yeah,
her
they don't
mental
like
health.
seeing her in pain because it's hurting her.
Yeah.
And I think they all kind of had a thought. I don't know if Pan thought this, though. Pan seemed a little oblivious, but I think that,
In that moment?
yeah, like he didn't quite know what was going on because
No.
didn't once
Yeah.
Vane took her away, they were like, he was like, what are you
Yeah,
doing?
yeah, yeah.
Well, I think he was just so focused on figuring out where his shadow was.
Yeah.
But one thing that I wasn't sure how I felt about was the whole beginning of the book. They were like talking about how like they love breaking the darlings and they like to see women cry. But then as soon as Wendy's like in any danger, they're like, oh God, no, we
But
can't
at
let
this
that happen.
point,
Mm-hmm.
they haven't had any sexual relations with any of the darlings.
But is that like, that's what makes them
Scientifically
like her?
proven, when you
Ooh,
have
science.
sex with someone, you exchange
face.
DNA. Isn't that
That's
right?
true.
You exchange DNA. And so that's why they're
like
like,
semen?
yeah.
It is part of your demon. Your demon.
Demon A, that is
That's how we catch
actually
the demons. That's how we catch the demons and murders. They left their semen.
Soul ties, and now you're tied.
gross.
But yes, so I think that they had more of a connection with her because
Than the
they had
other
all
ones,
been
yeah.
intimate with her already. So,
They also had sex with other people.
yes.
Like Sherry.
Cherry.
I call
I
her
thought
Cherry.
Oh, I called her Sherry.
She was one of the girls that lived on the island with the
Side
Lost
character.
Boys.
Yeah.
I do talk about Cherry later
All right. Well,
in my
okay,
thing.
Let's
so,
move on.
but that's just who she is, just so people aren't like, who the heck is Cherry?
All right. So if you really want to know what happens next after that, go to the book and read it.
Yes.
We will probably touch on a few more things. But our next segment is called The Third
The third.
Date. So
Should I say it too? The third date.
The third date.
What? I want to talk about something so bad.
All right, go ahead. Just go.
What the fuck?
Oh, there was a lot of that.
Are you
Okay.
talking about the table? The
I'm
table
talking about
scene?
the fucking table.
Okay.
What's
when
wait, hold on.
Bash has her from the back.
Oh,
and he's
yeah,
like,
that table.
Cass. He tells his brother, his twin brother, get up here,
That
buddy.
was weird.
Yeah,
That was a weird
So,
kink.
so
brother?
Bash is banging her from the back, and Cass is fucking her mouth with his dick. I was like, wait.
It was
Well,
a
the
lot.
other two
What?
were just watching.
And everybody else is watching. But that's after Pan fucked her and then
Yeah.
gave Bash permission to go for it.
You guys should see the producer's face when we were when you were not explaining everything that just happened. They were like, "Oh, okay."
That's how I felt when I was reading it.
Yeah, it was a lot. I was overwhelmed.
She
was
loved it.
overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Everybody was overwhelmed.
Pan was trying to like teach her a lesson, but also he really enjoyed it and he wanted to for sure. But then the rest of them all joining in
and liking it and are totally okay with that.
I was kind of shocked.
And then Vane spits in her mouth.
Good for Vane.
That's what I thought. He was like,
I was like, yeah, you're
I'm actually
right.
kind of glad that he never had sex with her.
Yeah.
In the whole entire, like she was trying.
Yeah.
But I think that shows that he has some type of self-control.
Yeah.
Because he didn't give in.
Yeah.
Even though he turns into a literal demon.
Yeah.
But I mean, he can control it sometimes. Okay, what's the other?
Well, okay, so but then I'm like, are they okay with sharing? Like, this is weird because Bash slept with her first prior to this.
Yes.
And then Cass,
even though she tried to sleep with Cass first.
Yes, she tried to sleep with Cass
minutes
first
before this.
And then she ended up screwing Bash. And then Cass went and had one of the lost girls. I'm just going to call them the lost girls from the island. He forced her kind of to suck his pee-pee.
It wasn't forced. She was very much involved in the whole situation.
But it was aggressive.
Yeah. And then after the whole group table session, Pan's like, take her to bed. Keep an eye on her tonight. Make her sleep with you guys.
Yeah.
And
so
they're
all get in bed together.
Like, okay, Pan. And they all skippity hop up to their bed and she sleeps in between them.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Are they just that okay with sharing? Like, she's literally like cuddled up to one of them and the other one's like snuggled up onto the other side of her. I'm like,
the dynamics of the Lost Boys is very odd.
Well, so I've read like a reverse harem book before, but this one seemed like really intense on that.
Yeah. This is definitely the first book that I've read like this, where there's multiple, like, she's just sleeping with everybody.
Yeah. Which I will say, I'm not a fan of that. I'm just more of a one person, like one guy, one girl kind of situation. So I think that was kind of like the shocking part. I didn't expect everybody to get a taste.
Yeah. I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
But
a taste in a meal. That's what they had.
I didn't mind it. But in the end, I'm still sitting there saying, okay, well, who's she going to pick? Because I'm not okay with her having all of them. I want her to have one of them. I want it to be one.
I value each
like
character.
My happy ending wants her to be with just one.
Like someone more than all the rest, but I imagine that she would have to be with Pan because
that's just how the story would go.
And he's the king.
Obsessed.
Yeah.
Right.
One of the other things you kind of talked about Vane. So we did briefly talk about Cherry. So she's, I guess I'm just going to call them the Lost Girls, like I said. So she's one of the girls that lives there and she's kind of friends with the guys and hangs out with them and everything. She's obsessed with Vane. Loves him.
I wouldn't say she's a friend. She's more of a nuisance.
Yeah.
She's kind of there.
Yeah.
And butting her head into their business. And like telling Winnie secrets that she should not be saying. Like it's not her business. I liked her. I would have, if I was Winnie, I would have been like, now come on, girl. Tell me what you want to tell me.
But,
so I'm not in
if
the
I was
dark.
Cherry and I met her, I'd be like, girl, guess what? Because why not?
Right.
Yeah.
They're going to fuck with your head.
Well,
yeah, literally.
Vane and Cherry do it. And Cherry comes back and she is like
demolished,
scratched and bruised and like something.
The shadow got her.
Something happened to her and we don't know what, but his dark side came out.
Shadow.
Were there any other segments that you wanted to discuss from their sexual encounters?
No. They weren't as, besides the table scene, they weren't as predominant. I don't know if that's the right word.
I mean, there was a lot of sex in
here.
With
the trigger warnings, I expected it to be worse.
Right? Yeah.
But it wasn't as bad as I was expecting, so.
Yeah. I think the table one was definitely like
the biggest scene out of
the biggest scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was a lot of sex.
Yeah.
in this book.
And you know what? I love a good scene, but I don't like it to be overdone. Like I really value an actual like good plot.
Yeah.
So like I think if you like a good sex scene, then this is a good book for that. But it also has a really interesting plot that could actually keep you invested in the story.
See,
Yeah.
I think the plot would have been better without the sex because
Honestly, yeah.
it was hard to keep track
Yeah.
of some things because you would be like, okay, now I'm getting more information, and then they would fuck, and then you're like,
Yeah.
okay, but it goes to a different person's perspective, so now I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I agree.
So
It was a lot.
It
So if
was
we
a
took out
lot.
like a lot of those scenes, we would still have a really great
or
book.
even if it was just from one perspective,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it got a little crazy for a minute.
There was a lot of different. Yeah.
It did keep shifting.
Well,
Alright.
did you pick people that you would fuck, marry, and kill?
I did, but one more thing I was going to say about that
Mm-hmm.
is that this book was like the most descriptive book I've
Oh.
ever read. She described everything in detail,
Mm-hmm.
almost to the point where it was kind of annoying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, we get that. She described the color of the sand, the color of the sky,
Yeah.
and
Well,
everything.
you
I skipped
know,
over some of those.
I noticed
Yeah.
that in Ruled Out
Yes.
too, though. She was
Me-
very
yeah.
descriptive, like talking about what the kitchen looked like in the island, and
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
so I guess that's some people's just like writing like very descriptive. But I agree, like we haven't read anything that was that descriptive yet.
yeah.
Yeah. Which we can
Like-
reel in all those Scrabble words, you know? You don't have
Yeah.
to use all the adjectives. You really don't.
So many.
Yeah. If the plot is good enough, you don't have to fluff it up.
Mm-hmm.
And she has a really good premise for this book. So, I mean, I can't advise
Yeah.
her to change anything because she's already written a whole
Yeah.
series. But
I
mean-
did like the main thing that I saw on reviews that people didn't like was that Wendy is supposed to be like a young girl, and people always take stories and make them 18 so they can like make sex scenes with them.
right.
And I guess some people just have problems with that. But other than that, most of the reviews were okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I liked it. I want to read the rest of them.
Me too. I'm invested. I probably will read the rest of the series. All right. What's our next segment?
Fuck, marry, kill.
Alrighty. Who wants to go first?
I will.
Ew.
I would. Fuck Vane.
Oh,
Wow, you're taking
Okay,
the challenge. You want to be? You want to know like
I
Sherry?
want to know what it's
You
like.
just want to know?
You want
Okay.
to be a part of the dark shadow life?
Yeah, I want to know what's up.
She's like, just beat the shit out of me already.
I just want to know, like, obviously it's good because she keeps going back, even
Right.
though she comes back with like bruises and cuts and everything.
From my understanding, I felt like that was the first time.
I think it.
Really? Because
Because she liked him. And
I
But-
think
And
she
then-
was obsessed with him. Yeah, I agree. She was so obsessive to
'Cause
the
Pan,
point
are you
like,
that
sure? Because
gave
I
her
thought,
permission. Pan gave him permission, basically.
well, I thought that they had been having sex, and he just was really annoyed with her and didn't actually like her, but had sex
Oh.
with her just because.
that
Maybe.
also could be true.
Well, I think all the guys did that.
Nikki, can you please explain to us?
Yes, Nikki.
We have questions.
Tell us.
Okay.
Okay, so you.
I think I would marry Cass because he
He's
seemed to be
sweet.
the like most relationship worthy guy
Yeah.
out of the whatever.
No, he was mine too.
Oh.
Mhm.
And then I would kill Tilly, obviously.
Of course.
I agree.
Of course. Why don't you go next?
I'll go because mine's kind of the same. I
Because
would.
we have ours
Well,
written
I
down.
would
Yeah,
fuck
how do you
Bash because
Okay.
he's hot and all that and seemed like a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And then marry Cass. I said he seems to be the only one who slightly
Keep it in the
respects
family.
her, but then I'm like, oh, he kind of like forcibly had that girl blow him off. So I'm like, yeah. But he really was like, no, I can't do this with you, because she was trying to get him to
Yeah.
have sex with her first, and he was like, no, like we're not doing that. But and then kill Tilly. I said F that B.
You really you did keep it in the family.
Yeah.
Have sex with the brother, marry a brother, kill the sister.
Yep. I like it. I like them fairies.
I know, me too.
All right. I don't know if you'll like this. My choices. They're a little out of the box. Okay, so
If you say marry the brownie, I'm gonna.
No. Okay, let me tell you what I pictured the brownie as because I showed them. Okay, if you have ever seen Rise of the Guardians, it's a Jack Frost based like animated series. The little like Father Time character is what I thought of.
He's in a little robe.
He's so cute.
He's so cute. But then imagine, like, when he's talking to Tilly in the beginning of the book, this is what I saw. But when he's fighting the Lost Boys, he, like, turns evil. Like,
Which that's towards the end of the book, and we did not go into any detail about that because we wanted you to read the book.
There's a little battle. Okay, so my choice, I would F Peter Pan.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would marry Vane.
What?
Hear
She
me
likes
out.
she likes the villains. She likes the
They're all
bad guys.
villains. Let's be honest, they're all villains.
That's true.
Vane is probably the worst.
I think, okay, when he protected, and I was about to say Tilly, Winnie, it made me see there's a different side. Like, if he actually loves and values who you are,
You're worth saving.
Yes.
Yeah.
He can control the dark side of who he is.
Okay.
And so I think that works out for like somebody that's committed to you.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
he'll never turn on you, of course,
I got you.
unless he has a reason.
I can stand
is
by
fair.
this choice.
He just might spit in your mouth.
Yeah, and
No,
that's where
he
I draw the
wouldn't
line.
because you wouldn't be you're not a hoe bag.
That's
It's true. And
He
I
was-
want to be without your boys either. You know what I'm saying? I'm loyal to a fault, probably. Okay, and then I would kill. Don't hate me. I would kill Mary
I'm okay with that.
because I would love for her not to suffer, and I would love for there to be some closure for Winnie. So
Wait, who's Mary?
Her mom.
Oh, Meredith.
Because,
Mary.
okay,
Yeah, her mom.
here is one of the quotes that I had
But
in the book.
Okay, we're kind of at the very end of the book. She does get to go back to her mom and see her and say goodbye. And she asked her mom to come back with her, and she said no. Like, I think once it was all said and done, I think she had closure.
But her mom is also mentally unstable and has always been. And
But-
not that people that are mentally, I mean, hey, y'all live your life.
Well,
But I also don't want, I don't know. I just feel like give her a nice ending.
I think she had a nice ending.
I mean, yeah, I agree. But
I think she
also-
lived her life in fear that her daughter was going to be taken and get her mind
Well,
destroyed like hers was.
she-
But now she knows she's okay.
But she's not. She's still starving and has a crappy house and crappy life.
That's true.
No
Mm.
money.
Because, okay, and here's the quote that I highlighted a lot because it came up. She said, this is what Winnie said about her mom. She loved me fiercely, but her love always hurt.
That's so sad.
It like
Mm.
that is heartbreaking. And
So you're going with a
Toxic.
sympathy kill.
yeah, it is sympathy. And it would be real nice. She wouldn't even know what's happening.
Just go to sleep.
Yeah, it's just and then and I keep wanting to say Tilly. I mean, y'all kill her off, but
Yeah, we'll take
you
care
know,
of her.
I'll take Mary as the, you know, we're gonna have a nice. It's a rainy day. You get to sit by the window and dream about your Aunt Wendy, and you're just gonna fall asleep. Da da da.
Okay.
You know?
She also really liked Neverland.
Yeah. So we can take her back to the mermaids.
Okay.
There you go.
Well,
That's what she called the little lagoon thing. The people in the lagoon.
yeah. Speed date.
Speeding.
Do you guys want to do your people or do you want? I actually have a question.
I have one more trivia question.
Okay.
Because this part made me laugh and I thought it was so stupid. No offense, sorry. How do you kill a fae?
You say you don't believe in them.
That's so dumb to me.
I
was
know.
like- he just walked up to Tinkerbell and he was like, I don't believe in you. And
No,
then she
it's
just dropped
fairies
dead.
aren't
Oh,
real.
that's what it is. Yeah.
I hope I didn't just kill a fairy.
I don't think so because she was about to say she didn't believe in fairies and he covered her mouth.
Oh yeah.
But same
Or you could
difference.
also stab them in the heart with a ash wood sword
Okay.
Where was that?
Not
court
in this book.
of thorns and
Oh,
roses.
this girl.
We get it. You're
I'm
upset.
obsessed.
Different world.
Okay. I have a couple questions that I don't. Where are all of the dads?
right? We don't
They
know.
ain't never
Everybody
there.
got daddy problems. Well,
Everybody.
Cass and Bash
Killed
killed their dad.
Yeah,
Well, I mean the Darlings.
I know.
Because her mom had to have had her
some way, somehow.
And you
after
would
she was
think-
crazy.
You would think that if she knew that was going to happen, she would
Not have
go
any kids.
whatever she could do
Right.
to not have kids. But remember, she was a prostitute. So she may have
That's
accidentally got
true.
pregnant.
With Starla. I love
Mhm.
Starla's little
Me
story in the
too.
book.
Starla
Good
was
for her.
a fellow prostitute that kind
That
of
was living it big, yo.
She was more
She
like an
kinda
was
took-
living
escort.
it big.
she took Winnie under her wing a little bit. Helped
Taught her everything she knew.
Do you have another?
And why does he only come on their 18th birthday? Like
They
why-
mentioned that in the book.
So he can fuck them.
pretty much.
I think there was a specific part where he explained it a little bit
In my opinion, you think the younger you are, the more like
of a memory
connected to the memory you are. Yeah.
you have. Right.
Yeah.
But
I don't remember. But it was mentioned in the book. I can't
guess I'll
remember
have
where,
to
but it
look
was.
at that.
Yeah.
And I saw this a lot on reviews, so I want to ask your opinion.
Okay.
Do you think that the book had like intensified slut shaming?
Huh.
No.
Because I didn't, but then after the
No.
reviews, I was like, maybe it did.
I guess define slut shaming.
I think that the review that I read made it seem like because she talked so badly about herself, because she was sleeping with all these people and whatever, and her mom was like a prostitute. But I think that it's kind of the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't feel.
I mean, I could kind of see where they're coming from a little bit, but for the most part, I don't think that she was ashamed of that. She definitely wasn't. And I don't think that, I mean, based on what how she wrote, I don't think that was her intent.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe some people just feel that way, but I don't think that's what she meant to do.
Yeah. What do you guys think about the author's choice of having the Lost Boys all call Winnie Darling? Do you think this was like a play on words?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
because when they said it and how they used it, it was like a term of endearment.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Even
too.
though it was her last name, and that's like, they're like, she's the darling. She's one of the darlings. Like, but then they would talk to her and they'd call her darling, and it would,
Yeah, it was like
it
a
would
softer
be-
tone sometimes.
yeah, sentimental kind of.
Mhm. Because at first it was the darling,
Mhm.
and then they'd talk to her and just
Used to do
state it
everything.
as darling.
We're like doing the same thing at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
They're twins.
It's because we sit on the couch together.
Yep.
Oh,
We
sorry,
bonded.
guys.
Okay, so who did you pick for Pan?
Timothy Chalamet.
Ugh.
I don't know who that is.
Like him at
Why?
all.
Show me a
He
picture.
just looks like a little baby.
That's
Little
what I
baby.
picture Pan to be.
Really?
Well, when
Yeah.
Pan first walked in,
I'll show
my
you a picture.
first thought was Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow.
Oh my
Honestly,
god, that's
yes.
hilarious.
And because I
I
was getting
love
piratey vibes. Ew.
That's so mean.
No.
Yeah, no.
No.
He was great
But
in
then,
the Sherlock Enola Holmes.
oh yeah,
He was
I
great in
haven't
that.
watched that, but
But he was like aged at the appropriate where his face looks.
yeah. No, I don't think he's the one.
Mm-mm.
But then it
I love you, though.
switched to a
It's okay.
solid Cillian Murphy.
Yes.
Solid
Love
from
him.
Peaky Blinders.
Oh my god, you're right. But
That's
I know
totally
such a good.
him.
Yeah,
It was him, man.
I love that man.
He's
Woo!
the guy from
Peaky
Peaky
Blinders.
Blinders.
Sunshine movie.
Oh,
The
also
movie that I made
She's telling her
like
husband.
all of my family watch that the son is dying
Oh,
and they have to
my
go make
ma-
it
Oh,
explode.
my God,
I've
he's
never
beautiful.
watched Peaky Blinders. I only ever watched like interviews of him.
You need to watch Peaky Blinders.
I know. I always watch clips of it,
Oh,
so
just to
hot.
see
my
his
gosh.
face. And I like on Tumblr you can read like what they call imagines of like the character. What is his name in Peaky Blinders? Binders. What is it called?
Tommy.
Tommy.
I haven't watched it.
You can read like a fanfic of him
Oh,
and
okay.
like you.
Like on spoiler alert? Yeah.
I'm
That's a
changing
real
my
thing?
answer.
It is on Tumblr. If you get on there.
Changing
Look up
my
his
answer.
name on
You're
Peaky
correct.
Blinders because I'm going to be mad if That's not his name. Tommy Shelby. Thomas Shelby.
Thomas Shelby.
Okay, who'd you pick for Winnie?
I didn't have any answer.
Sarah Hyland.
Oh.
I love her from
Okay, let me see.
Modern Family.
Yeah.
Show me a picture.
She's the one with the big old eyes and she's beautiful. And I love her. Sarah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I went a different route. I
Okay.
went Megan Fox because she's hot. She has black hair, blue eyes, and she's a little freaky.
That's true.
I yeah.
Oh, how tall is she? Because in my head, I think she's really tall.
I think so.
And I didn't want her to be tall.
You didn't want Winnie to be tall?
No.
I don't know.
I would agree with this. She also looks really good in blonde.
Oh,
too.
she's
Oh,
not
yeah.
that tall. She's 5'4".
Megan
She
Fox
little.
is only 5'4".
Oh.
Well, she probably wears like heels in every picture. So
Yeah.
it probably makes her appear taller.
And that man she's with, girl, find better. You are so much better than that, honey.
What? MGK?
Oh.
Don't look at me like that.
Is she with him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's back with him.
Oh,
They got back together?
They like broke up for a little bit, right?
thought they broke
But they
up.
got married and drank each other's blood.
Yeah.
You can't break up after
look,
that.
the ring was
Right.
beautiful.
I don't think
They're
they're
not.
married.
They're engaged or they're.
I thought they broke up.
Yeah, they recently broke up. And then I saw a video of them together, and like he was punching somebody when they
Oh,
got off
that's
like a
really
ride
cool.
or something.
Okay, I guess they're together.
They're back together now?
Congratulations, MGK and Megan Fox.
Yeah, but girl, do better.
I don't know. I like MGK.
The first time I ever saw him was on an episode of Catfish, and I was like, "Yep, he's a hottie."
I like his like punk album.
I never
I
listened
don't
to
like
a single
his
word.
rapping, but I like
He
his.
raps?
No,
That's what he started out with.
he tried, and Eminem shut that down.
Yep.
As he should.
You should listen to it; it's really good. Eminem, not
Okay.
Eminem about MGK.
Okay.
Okay, we're getting off track.
Yes, sorry.
So sorry.
I have someone for Cherry, but only because her personality
Okay.
matches with a character from a show that I liked.
Okay.
Did you guys ever watch On My Block
No.
on Netflix?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, well, who is this person?
Well, her name's Jasmine from On My Block.
Let me find her.
And
On my
she was like the obnoxious friend. It was a group of 4 kids that lived in
A block.
yeah, is a really bad area.
Oh,
Dang it,
she
what's
looks
it
like she
called?
would be annoying.
I want to say like, what's the bad area in LA?
I know, like Oakland.
Yes, that's where they lived.
Oh, boom.
Or maybe they lived in Oak Lawn.
No, that's here.
Yeah.
No, that's there too. Something.
Straight
Compton.
outta Compton.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they lived in a very
Right.
heavily gang
I literally
Like-
just said that.
area.
Don't
And
laugh at
so
somebody
it's
else's
about these
joke.
We don't have the earphones in. Sorry.
it's about these 4 friends, and they were really good friends, and then she's the girl that lived like down the road.
Uh-huh.
Where is it, Adam? Free Ridge. Fictional
Oh, okay.
town. Okay.
But kind of like the same.
But yeah, like very like
In the
one of the
hood.
kids gets shot and another kid ends up like joining the gang. So it's like very gang related. But anyways,
Grassy?
Jasmine is in love with one of the boys,
Sorry.
and she is relentless. She's always there. She'll always pop up, and they're like, "What the fuck? Like,
Oh,
go
so
away,
just like
Jasmine."
Cherry?
Yes, she's
I
perfect.
was just choked on my orange Gatorade because of Zoe.
Sorry,
I
that
was trying not
was
to spit
funny.
it on the mic.
Oh god! Don't spit it on that mic.
I know.
You're going to timeout. No more drinks in the lounge for you.
Yeah.
In the lounge, in the library.
In the lounge. The library.
All right, who is Vane?
I didn't have anybody else.
Me neither. Did you have
Oh.
a choice? Did you have a pick?
I did. But there's 2 guys I couldn't decide.
Okay.
Shamar Moore,
Okay.
who was sent from heaven.
You guys, I don't know these people.
He's
I'll recognize a picture, but I
from
don't.
Criminal Minds.
Oh,
How are you looking those up so fast?
He's on it. Producer.
this is his job.
And
Literally, that's why he's here.
Richard Madden, Rob Stark from Game of Thrones.
Ooh. Game of Thrones.
I almost
Thorns.
said Thorns. It's because you were talking about Thorns earlier.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
I want to
He's the
lick
older
the
brother.
sweat off of his face.
Is that's
Salty.
Jon Snow's? Is that
I thought it was a popcorn.
Jon Snow's brother?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would pick him. Second choice.
Okay.
I just had a quick vain idea.
Mhm.
Who plays Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy?
Oh,
Dave
yeah.
Bautista. Yeah.
Ooh.
That could be a good one.
Because I'm feeling like Vane is a big dude.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
that looks
good
like a
looking.
shadow.
Yeah.
It does.
I feel like he could do that for sure.
Ooh,
He
yeah,
said he
that's
wants to play different roles. He's not going to be Drax anymore because he doesn't want to keep taking his shirt off.
Shut up. Drax is so funny.
He is.
I haven't watched the new one.
I don't
assume he
care about
died.
his shirt being off. I love the stuff he says and his laugh. When
Yeah.
he laughs, it is. Who's that?
But he's so great with his shirt.
That's
off.
him with his
him.
shirt off?
That's him in
I mean-
what was that movie where he had the gun in his swimsuit? Glass Onion,
Oh.
I think.
I
It's like a
don't know.
Clue movie.
Ooh.
That makes me sad.
It's a Knives Out movie. Did you watch that
Oh.
one?
I want him to be Drax forever. There can't be a different Drax.
Have you seen him? There's a movie where he's like a spy and he goes into like this apartment
My
complex.
Spy.
Yes, I love that movie. I think I watched it like twice.
Oh.
That movie stressed me out.
Oh. And
Shamalama.
that one,
Shamalama.
that dude, bro, he's freaky.
Yeah.
Who- you had one more?
I picked somebody for Cass, Bash, and Tilly.
Okay, I don't have anybody, so
Go
lay
ahead.
it out,
You're
girl.
doing really great, by the way.
Well,
so.
I was thinking of like kind of muscular twins, and there's like the O'Brien twins or whatever their names are.
Mhm.
And then there's those two from that cowboy TV show. What's it?
Yellowstone?
Yeah, that one. I don't know their names, but
What?
I
I
just
don't-
went
I
with
never seen
Twins
Um,
in Yellowstone?
Maybe there's just one of them. I don't know. I've never seen
I
it.
didn't. There are no twins in Yellowstone, so maybe it's.
Is it another like a in the wilderness?
They wear
one?
boots and flannels. Okay,
Mm.
that's all I know. But I just went ahead and said Dylan and Cole Sprouse.
Oh my!
But I kind of wish they were both Dylan Sprouse, because if you have seen him in the movie he was just in,
Yeah, he just got married, right? He's the one that just got
I
married.
don't know, but dang girl, he looked good in that movie.
Give
He
me a
was
picture, honey.
He was a fighter. No. That's,
Yeah,
No.
that was
Recent.
not a good picture.
Look
That's
at-
him in like 2010.
look him up in the movie that he was just
2015.
in.
If we're okay with them not being exactly the same, I think the guys from Supernatural would be good.
Oh my god, I would love that.
Yeah.
The brothers?
Yeah. Because they didn't say they're identical
Winchesters.
twins. Yeah, they kind of did.
Tilly, Elle Fanning,
Yeah,
Oh.
that makes sense for her.
right? And
Yeah.
obviously, like if Tink was in it, she would be Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're welcome for that.
I like that. Those are good picks.
I love it.
All right.
Well, we're at Happily Ever After.
No, we are at Smash or Pass.
Oh, I forgot about that.
All
Well,
right.
I'm smashing it.
Yes, smashing it and reading all the rest of
But
the
one
books.
smash at a time. I don't do
Yeah.
the double smashing.
Table scenes. We don't do table scenes.
So
Especially the
I
twin
actually,
That was odd.
Weird.
Come on, girl. Get
I
it
actually
together.
put that it was probably just one night stand material.
Okay.
I didn't know
Like-
that was an option.
I just made it up
Okay.
because there was a lot I didn't like about it, and there was a lot I did like about it,
Okay.
and I want to read the other ones,
Yeah.
but also I'm okay if I never read this book again.
It was a good
Fair.
quick read.
It was.
I think if you're, and it's really little, so if you're like a vacation book or something, like
Yeah.
if you're
Beautiful Disaster, that's what the movie was called.
Yeah. We
You
just
guys
saw
should
10
watch
minutes later, Peyton said it earlier.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Aw.
So you had one night stand it.
I would smash it.
I'd smash and finish the series.
Yep.
Because I know there's a war coming, and I'm interested to see like Hook come into play.
Yeah, I want to
and
know
how
if
Tilly
Hook's
Me
like
too.
worse
and
than
all the
Pan.
other islands. Like, what do all these other 7 islands or
Have
6
you
islands?
seen Once Upon a Time, the TV show?
Yes, and I loved it. I didn't finish it,
Hook
but
in that show.
yeah,
I hope that's what this Hook looks like, because dang.
yeah, it was good. All right, guys,
All right.
we
Happily
are
Ever
at
After,
yeah, we are there.
which we have exciting news.
Yes.
So our next book is Ruled Out by Morgan Page and Zoe.
We actually have the opportunity to have her on our podcast.
Yay!
And we just want to make sure you guys listen to that one. So we're going to be reviewing her book, and then
Which is on Kindle Unlimited. So
It
go
is.
read it.
It is.
Yes.
And she's a smaller author, so we always want to help get
Yep.
them better known.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have any questions for us or for Morgan Page, let us know. Comment on our YouTube, on our Instagram, anything. And Morgan will actually see it because she does follow our Instagram.
Yeah.
We love
which
you, Morgan.
is the Lovers Library Pod and also the Lovers Library Book Club.
Yes.
Mhm. We're so excited. And her interview is actually, we're going to be doing a Zoom. So you'll actually be able to see not only our faces, but her face as well. So we'll have a visual aspect to that
So
episode.
exciting.
So, hey guys, we love you. We hope that you keep enjoying and listening to the podcast. I am Sydney.
I'm Carly.
And I'm Zoe.
Bye.
Bye.
Happily ever after.